Hey, thanks for stopping by. Today I'm going to show you how we helped stop the bleeding for this restaurant's dining room traffic. I'm Jeremy Hood, founder of Restaurant Results Partners. For those of you that don't know, we help restaurants make more money by helping increase sales and profits. And I'm going to talk about a lot of things in this video, but the one main takeaway that I'm hoping you get from this is consistency. So, this restaurant came to us last summer. Their dining room traffic was starting to decline. They, rebounded pretty well from the pandemic, and for 2 years after that, they didn't really have to do much. But as you know, as they raised their prices, everything started getting more expensive. They noticed consumers stopped frequenting their restaurant as often. So we started working with them in July. They already had an email list, maybe 5,000 or 6,000 people on their email list. However, they weren't using it consistently, so it was stale. And for those of you that have an email list, if you're not using it, you need to start using it, because Google, Yahoo, AOL, Outlook, all these email service providers, they have these pretty sophisticated algorithms, and your domain that you're sending an email from actually has a reputation. And if you go from, maybe you send out once a month or twice a month, and then all of a sudden you get busy and maybe you don't send anything out for 3 months, and then you go try to send another email to your list, you might notice that your open rates have dropped off, because there's just a lot of signals that happen. The consistency is really good for your sending reputation. If your open rates aren't 35 to 50%, then you might want to look at either your technical setup or your consistency in the sending as well. So needless to say, this restaurant, they weren't sending consistently. They were using MailChimp, getting like 20% open rates. It's not that good. So we actually had to set them up a new email to send from, because the one they were using it was just not working like it used to. The other thing is, you've got this list of 5,000 people. You kind of need to re-engage them, which means we're sending out offers to the contacts that are the most engaged with the list. They're opening the most emails. So there's this whole step that you have to do to kind of like bring back that customer list back to life. So long story short, if you've got an email list, make sure you're using it. So this customer also had 0 phone numbers to be able to text their customers. They also had permission from 0 people to send Facebook direct messages. So, we started running some ads, August, September. Then football season came. They do a lot of catering. They got busy and really kind of put the pause on that. We're still sending a few emails here and there, but regardless, it was very inconsistent until about January. January, they decided they want to get serious about trying to correct this traffic problem. And since January, we've been consistently running ads. And as you can see, there's been consistent growth in their database. We're constantly adding new people in. And, for those of you that have been following us along, you know that we do run ads on Facebook with an offer attached. So these people that subscribe, they get an offer. Probably 35% of those actually go visit the store. Anyone who doesn't visit, they're still going to receive emails, text messages, Facebook messages from this restaurant. And you can see, not a ton of people are unsubscribing, like only a couple hundred out of almost 12,000. So again, consistency is king here. So besides consistently running ads to find new people, and one point on that, I talked to some restaurant owners that, I don't know if it's an ego thing, but they already have a good reputation and people know them. But you have to keep in mind, there's like 10 or 11% of the country moves every month. People get new jobs, people pass away. There's constantly turnover with the people that are just living around your restaurant. So you constantly should be trying to find those new people in the area to let them know about your business. So besides running ads, we're also consistently sending messages. So, you look at this, we've already sent 4 in June and we're only halfway through. And let's see, look what we did in May. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 messages in May. So again, as I showed you on that past screen, only a couple hundred people are subscribing. We're sending out, a mix between emails, Facebook, text messages, all these different messages, not getting a ton of unsubscribes, and we're getting a ton of eyeballs on these messages. Like this email, over 40% open rate. Facebook Messenger has anywhere from like high 60s to 80% open rate, near, almost the same as text message. Text message, you can't see actually who opens it, but let's be honest, if you get a text message, you're probably going to read it. So that's probably in the 90s. But just look at the consistency that we've been sending. So what did this do for them? This is a little tracking sheet that we help our clients install. It's, low tech, but highly effective. It doesn't cost anything. It's free. Here we track sales compared to last year, compared to your budget. We also track transactions. I don't know if you track transactions, but if you're using any sort of modern POS system, you should have this data available. And I personally love this data point because it just paints a different picture. And I'll get at it in a second. We also use food costs and labor cost goals to help you with your food budget, as well as scheduling. Labor actually gives you like how many hours a day you should be scheduling based on your average hourly wage. But back to the transactions. So I like to look at transactions in addition to sales, because if your sales are up, great. That's always good, but you got to kind of look at transactions. What do you call it? Covers, transactions, guests. It's all the same thing. Like how many people are walking in your door that day, and you need to know that, because if your sales are up but your transactions are down 10%, well then all that tells you is that maybe you raised your prices, or maybe you had a big catering that week. Ideally, you want both transactions and your average ticket going up. That's when you really start to see, some good stuff. But just knowing if your transactions are up and down, that's really useful data. So let me just scroll back towards January just to kind of show you where they were at. Consistently down like probably 7, 8, 9, 10% week in and week out. And if you're not doing something like this, you don't have to use this sheet. If you do want this sheet, we'll give it to you for free. And I'll tell you how to get that at the end of the video. But just do something. Be running your restaurant by the numbers. Like definitely look at something. All right. So we're just going to pay attention to, just for the purpose of this video, this little cell right here. It's the last year difference. So down 4%, up 4%. Still January, beginning of the year, kind of getting back into swing of things. Down 1%, down 8%. So this is a more realistic picture of where they're at. Down 3, down 9, down 4, down 12, down 9, down 7. So, for the most of it, we're probably like anywhere from like 7 to 10%. Down 2%. Still down 12%. 13% down. Where are we at now? We're in March. All right. So up 17. This doesn't really count. I mean, April, that was Easter last year, that Sunday. So that's sort of why. But now that we're in April, we've had 3 or 4 months of consistent ad spend, consistent messaging, and you'll notice that the decline has slowed. So like now we're down 1%, down 3%, up 1%, down 4%, down 2%. So you can see not quite as strong dips, 4%, but the last couple weeks, as you'll see, 0. Now we're starting to get more consistent here, up 3%. This week's obviously not complete yet, but so you can see we're trending in the right direction. We've got a couple positive weeks in there where, January, February, March, we're probably consistently down 8 to 10%. May was maybe down like 3 or 4%, and now towards the end of May, we're actually turning positive. So again, like I said in the beginning of this video, consistency is what I want you to take away from this. I've been having a lot of conversations with restaurant owners lately that have anywhere from 2,000 to 5,000 emails sitting in their POS system. Maybe you're paying for one of the restaurant website providers that do a good job with collecting information. and they're not using it. They're literally never communicating with your customers. It is the most effective way to get people back in the door. These people have already paid you money. They've already tried your food. They've given you their email. Invite them back. Come up with a reason. Come up with any reason to send an email. Hey, we miss you. Here, get a free appetizer the next time you come visit us. Like, there's so many holidays, food holidays, so many reasons to communicate with your customers. Just do it. And if you don't have time, maybe you've got some college kids or high school kids on your staff that can take that off your plate. But yeah, just do it. So if you like this spreadsheet that I'm showing you, you can head to our website, restaurantresults.co, click on this little chat bubble, and the menu icon, go ahead and click on subscribe to newsletters. It'll ask you for your email. And then after you get done putting your email, just let us know that you want the budget worksheet, and we'll send that over to you.